right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and it has been an amazing year thus far. Some incredible once-in-a-lifetime tastings. The Madeira 1802, just incredible at our vintage Madeira tasting. And Clos de Tart, La Spinetta, just some wonderful tastings. Then here in the store, a lot of great stuff going down, like this wine from Dominio De Tares. This is a fantastic winery. Actually, I think they have 3 or 4 wineries in Spain. And one of them, well, a new property in Galicia from Rías Baixas. This Zeos Albarino. But this is the first time that I've had this wine. And, you know, Albarino to me needs to be served fresh. It is a grape that does not age well, even though our man from OPG John says that he thinks this wine will go a couple years in the bottle. I would rather experience it fresh. And what a fresh and surprisingly cool label. We don't have it here on the table, but I did order some because we don't have but one Albarino in the store that's fresh as of 2011. And what a cool package, great wine, and very reasonably priced, $15 a bottle. Hey, we offer 12% off if you're ordering by the case, so that's $13.20, and a great example of this varietal. Condado de Teo is one of the 5 appellations in Galicia, and that's one of the highest elevations, John said. I didn't find that in my notes. I just found it's the most inland. It's a warmer, drier area. The average temperature, 59 degrees Fahrenheit, can soar up to 104 degrees during the summer. The soils are granite and slate. You get a little bit of that slate kind of minerality in the nose. Very fresh and clean, though. Some green melon and apple fruit. And only 3,000 cases of this produced. A healthy dose of minerality on the tongue with that melon and apple fruit. Quite refreshing. A good amount of minerality and really tongue-tingling notes, which is one of the things we love about Albarino. It makes the tongue salivate for food. Dominio De Tares Baltos. This is the entry-level wine from Bierzo, and this is the Mencia grape. A really wild nature to this grape. A lot of almost sun-dried fruit character to this wine. Black cherry, blackberry fruit, some dried meats, dark earth, some sweet tobacco spice. A lot of that dark berry fruit showing, along with some wild herb and floral notes on the finish here. 30 to 45-year-old wines. This wine has got some concentration and richness to it. Grown on gravelly soils. You notice a little bit of that minerality to it, but kind of a nice, softer Bierzo, a really nice entry-level wine at $15.75. These wines from Bierzos can be really big and really animal-y, really wild, like I said, just a really unique varietal here. The Exaltos from Bierzo is next. This wine's got a lot of that dried meat character, that animal, the sauvage notes that I'm talking about, along with dark spices, dried plum, dark cherry, blackberry fruit, very intense nose here. These are a little older vines, 60 years old, grown the terraces, the slopes, and gravel and slaty soils here. You notice that minerality starting to show through, and a little more concentration because of the older vines there. Big and chewy wine on the tongue with a host of that animal and spice and anise licorice notes. Really complex and long finish for $30 a bottle. Man, you cannot beat some of the wines you get from Spain in terms of complexity. I'll bet this wine would age really well. Also, this 07 had wonderful structure. The 07 Bembibre, Bembibre, kind of funny name, but really cool wine. This is from vines that are over 60 years old, also situated on even deeper inclined slopes here. The soils are decomposited granite and slate, and very minimal yields here. Really lovely concentration of this wine, lovely richness. This wine spends 15 months in French oak, so you get more of that toasty oak spice. A big and complex wine on the tongue with a host of dark earth mineral, sun-dried prune, plum, dried black cherry, blackberry jam-like fruit, that licorice and espresso notes. Really complex bouquet of aromas, and coming through on the finish also, these little nuances that come through on the nose. Big and chewy with layers of that dark spice and dark berry fruit, showing some tannins here. This wine needs a little time to come around, but most excellent juice at $49.50. Man, one of the better wines that I have tasted this year. Awesome bottle of Mencia from Bierzo. All right, then we have a wine from Castillo y Leon. Dominio De Tares makes from Prieto Picudo, which is a great varietal that's native to these high plains of this Tierra de Castilla Leon region. And supposedly they own like 150 of the 180 acres that exist of this wine. It's very hard to vinify, and really wild wine on the nose. Some big and fruity, kind of wild strawberry and cherry fruits. Pretty floral notes here as well. Well, not quite as wild as the Bierzo, but more pretty in style. They compared it to Zinfandel, but I don't like Zinfandel, and I really like this wine, so I don't know that I would compare it to Zinfandel. Some of that tart cherry and strawberry fruit coming through on the palate, and some lovely floral notes echoing through the finish. A very good bottle of wine for, again, under 15 bucks, $14.75. And then the Kumau, which this wine made from the same varietal, but much more intense bouquet here. Wild strawberry jam-like notes, dark spices, soy, dried flowers, really complex with dark spice and mocha coming through even. A really intense wine on the palate, that wild strawberry jam-like fruit, and a lovely savory finish to this wine. Really lovely intensity of fruit, but matched really nice by that acidity coming through on the finish, along with some spice and floral notes. An excellent example of this varietal, which most of you may never come across in your wine drinking career. All right, well, I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni. That's what I had to drink with the folks from O-Pee-Chee Wines, Dominio De Tares. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.